What's up, guys? DC19 through your gaming tech, and this is gonna be my hands-on experience with the Wii U. So basically, I went to my local Best Buy the other day. I have some footage of me messing around with the Wii U. It was just me alone, so there's like no over-the-shoulder footage of me messing around or tweaking with it with in-game and all the other stuff like that. I just have video footage of me flipping it around, showing you guys how the display works and all the other good stuff. So. The first thing you notice when you walk up to the Best Buy booth, Wii U booth, is the controller. The controller is not a small controller. It is a large controller. The controller itself is pretty huge. It's a 6-inch display tablet. I mean, it's a 6-inch display with about 2 to 2.5 inches added onto each side for your directional pads and your button, your traditional buttons, your traditional button layout. Your difference is also it's a lot thicker. It's not small, it's not thin or anything like that. It's pretty thick, but it's very light. It's extremely light for how big it is. Pretty light. Gotta remember, it's a plastic and it's using resistive touchscreen. Resistive touchscreens are pretty light compared to your original old TFT capacitives. But if it's like OLED, it's like freaking featherweight light. But it's just a light controller. It's not heavy. It's gonna feel almost as heavy as your Xbox controller, or maybe a little or slight, or even the same. But a few things you gotta notice is the actual triggers are not analog; they're actual digital. For those people that don't know what that is basically games like playing Grand Theft Auto 4. Any Grand Theft Auto game that uses on the PS3 or the PS2, where you have your analog triggers. Where basically what that is like if you're creeping up behind somebody, you got to do like a stalker mode where you kind of like got to fall behind someone and stay at a certain pace. So you drive slow. You can't drive slow. You basically it's one click to go. It's just dumb fast. That's it. You click it, you just basically drive off quick. So there's no point of squeezing it harder or whatever it is. It's just how it is. So I kind of want to see how Nintendo plays that out. So far, there's no news of the actual. Your buttons, your A, B, and Y, A, B, Y, A, B, X, and Y buttons being pressure sensitive. So I don't know how Nintendo's going to play that out when it comes to games like Grand Theft Auto, Need for Speed, or your traditional racing games, or any game that actually uses pressure sensitive buttons. So I kind of want to see how that plays out. Going on, your actual your analog sticks are a lot. They're different placements compared to your Xbox 360, where the Xbox has one analog up top, then you got your D-pad at bottom one. Then you have your buttons up top, then you have your analog at the bottom. Both your analogs on the Wii U is up top, so you're gonna have to end up looking down a lot of the times to like know where your button place is at. But that's just like after a while you get used to it. It's like a second nature after a while. Your actual trigger, your analog clicks feel just the same as any other controller. You will not forget that you're actually using a Wii U pad when you're playing the Wii U. I'll get more into detail on that later. But the actual display itself, it's a 480 display. It's pretty significant. It's very bright. It's not OLED display. It's not like your like Super HD displays that you find on most tablets today. It's bright. It's bright enough. It's pretty sharp. You can tell by the video it's pretty sharp. It's pretty accurate. It's pretty touch resistive. Again, this is a resistive touchscreen. There's no ifs, ands, or buttons. There's no preference around it. Resistive touchscreen is the most accurate touchscreen on the planet. There's really no way of getting around that. There's no preference. There's no opinion. That's just facts. Resistive touchscreen is just that 100, 2,000, whatever you want to call it, % accurate. Compared to when it comes to capacitive. The difference between the capacitive is it's a glass screen with multi-touch features, and then you have OLED, which for like brighter colors and all that other stuff. But it's extremely accurate. You touch it, you know what I mean. It's not your old school your old school resistance, like like your old T-Mobile wing, where it's like you can feel the liquid like that far away from the actual the digitizer itself. So it's your new, like, where it's like you can't even really tell, but it's got haptic feedback to it. So it's one of the newest type of resistive touchscreen. So you still feel it, which is also means that it's a plastic screen. You definitely want to take care of the actual screen itself because your stylus or your fingernail can scratch the shit out of it. So definitely get like a screen protector or something like that. What else? You won't forget that you're actually holding an actual gamepad. Playing through the feature or playing through Rayman Legends, after you get further into the game, you kind of end up having to look up and down a lot. You end up doing this a lot, or or I'll get into that later. You end up looking down at it a lot, and you start to use your actual your stylus. When you're using the stylus, you're basically looking directly at it to like see if there's any like key feature of what to do to like make the stylus work on screen. Like there's a part in Rayman Legends where you gotta like tickle this dude to like make him laugh so you can pass him, or you can't really pass him, or he literally obliterates you. So you end up having to look down on it or down on it yourself. There is something though when you're touching the screen where you can see where you're actually touching and replacing it. You see the little guy on your screen floating around for where you're actually touching it. So if you're that skilled, you could just basically go off of touch and look off the actual display. One thing I do see a lot though with most people, for all the people that I've actually seen at Best Buy, I ended up seeing tons and tons of people doing this. Instead of looking at the actual TV screen, I see them paying more attention to the actual Wii U game tablet screen. Because it just seems like there's a lot more going on down there for them. The actual touch, the little hints of what to press, all that stuff, your coins and all that. Whatever you collect in Rayman Legends, I don't know what it is. One of the things most people are going to ask is, how does it look? The graphics itself. How does the graphics look? You can't really tell. Rayman Legends is never an ugly game. It's always been a beautiful game. Look at Rayman Origins. Look at all the past Rayman games. Rayman's just been a beautiful game. Now it's just in a more 2D with like super high detail features. So visuals. So it looks great. But you can't really tell. So they actually when you go through the features of the Wii U tablet, when you hit the home button, which takes a long time to load, by the way, that's just me. Like most people won't pay attention to that, but that's just me. When you're actually like scrolling through the features and you like click on the videos to like see the video demos, you can't really tell because video demos just look like video demos. They end up looking like ass anyways. So there's no way for me to tell how significantly better Batman looks or significantly better Assassin's Creed look. I have to wait till the actual system comes out. There's no gameplay of Zombie U, which I think would have been a way better game for people to play. But then again, Nintendo's trying to catch the experience of everyone, and Rayman Legends is probably the best game for that, or Mario. And I'm glad it's not Mario. I'm tired of seeing him. But that's basically my experience of the Wii U. It's what do I think? In a nutshell, it's a good system. It's gonna sell really good. I'm definitely gonna pick one up. Is it great? I can't tell yet. I really can't. For the little features that the demo allows you to do, and the stuff that you find out, and you know what I mean. Like until I get the system in my house, I can't really tell you. If they had like a demo of Lego City, I can like Lego City Underworld. It's like Grand Theft Auto and Lego style. I could see how the frame rate is and stuff like that. Another thing too with the display on the actual tablet controller is running off of frame rate and streaming and all that stuff. So at times your picture could get fucked up. I'm not saying bad or anything like that, but if you like play around with it too much, you tend to notice. So you tend to notice like a little blotchiness, but it's nothing to the human eye. But like if you're a person like me, just like hardcore staring into shit, looking, I'm an attention to detail whore. So, I mean, again, this is how I feel about it. The system in a nutshell, it's going to be a great system. Definitely pick one up if you have the money. Definitely go to your Best Buy and check it out for yourself to get your own experience and then figure out from there. Again, this is DC1903, your gaming tech, and this is my experience. Peace, people.